Hello, everyone. Happy episode 15 of Untangled. Give me a second. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My book is backwards, but it's here. There it is. Wonder why it looks backwards. Whatevs. You guys know the name. Can you guys hear me? Let me know how the sound is. Let me know. Hi, Mile. Thank you for being here. Thanks for sending me all those chargers for my laptop and my phone. Hi, you guys. So excited for you and your book. I'm so happy to be here. Oh, it doesn't look backwards. Oh, cool. Yay. Sound is great. Hello, Ireland. Hi, Mexico. Hi, Croatia. Hi, Sweden and Netherlands. Nova Scotia. Hello, Denmark. Hi, Tom. Hi, Paula. See you in a couple hours, my friend. Hi, Alabama and Knoxville, Tennessee. Australia, Switzerland, Alberta, Germany. Yay, we're all over the world. I love it. Hi, Arkansas, Rick. Let's get going. Let's start. So, welcome. Another episode of Untangled. This is a really special Untangled episode because it's the day that the book is released. And I think a lot of you actually already have it in your hands. I was seeing some pictures of people that actually have it in their hands. So it's a very, very magical day for me today. Before I get going and just start talking about whatever wants to come through today for Untangled, I do want to do just a couple of announcements, just because it is a special day. I'm going to have links down below on how you can order the book. The book is available as an ebook all over, tons of different links to order it as an ebook. It's available on paperback. You can order it on paperback on Walmart and Target, on Barnes and Nobles, Amazon. And then, of course, if you don't have Amazon or Amazon is difficult to order from, there's other sites that you can order the book as a paperback. So if you go to my website, again, the link's down below, you'll find all the different links to purchase the book. And if you can write a review on Amazon, that would be freaking amazing. The more reviews that I get on Amazon right now, the faster it moves up the bestsellers list and the more people that see it. So if you have the book, if you've read the book, can you write an Amazon review? If you haven't read the book, can you write an Amazon review and get this book out to the world? Second thing is I'm going live today at 12. So 2 hours after this live ends, and I'm going live to talk about the book. I'm going to read a little excerpt from the book. I'm going to have 2 people join me live that have read the book, and they're going to share their experiences of it. And I'm going to give away 4 signed copies of the book. So if you're there live, I'm going to be picking 4 people during the live event to receive a signed copy of the book. So one of these puppies. So if you can join us today, we're going to be live on YouTube and we're also going to be live on Facebook. So you can join either way. It's going to be 1 hour. I'm going to dive a little bit deeper into the process of writing the book. Was quite spectacular and miraculous, and like the way it came through, and also just what's the book about. It's not I haven't talked much about what the book is about and how it came through, and the drawings that I had to do to conceptualize and understand the book, and then my own personal shit show emotionally getting the book out there. And also, if you have the book in your hand and you're reading it and you're on Instagram, tag me on a story, tag me on a post, and I will, I want to thank you. I want to share you on my stories. I want to see everybody reading it. So if you have Instagram and you know how to tag and you know how to share and you know how to put it on a story or whatever, tag me and I'll make sure I see you and share you. Okay. And the very last thing is from Monday, August 21st to Sunday, August 28th. I'm going to be doing I don't know what you would call it, like a raffle or something. So anybody that puts a Amazon review on Amazon will be added to this raffle where I'm going to be giving away 2 free 60-minute sessions. And so all you have to do is write a review on Amazon and then just email me with like a screenshot of your review all over the world, doesn't matter where you are. And then on Sunday night, the 28th, I'm going to be picking 2 people from all the different individuals that submit their Amazon review to me, and you'll receive a free 60-minute session. So 2 people will receive a 60-minute session. So that's going to begin Monday the 21st, and it ends on Sunday the 28th. So, and if you wrote a review today, if you wrote a review tomorrow, you can submit it. Okay, you don't have to wait till the 21st to write your review on Amazon. Just write your review and email it to us. But we will be picking the names on the 28th, Sunday the 28th. So yeah, free session, 60-minute session. I don't give out a lot of sessions. So yeah, I think that's it. So let's go. I'm so happy that you bought it. Thank you for all your support. It really means the world to me, truly. All right. So, what wants to come through today on Untangled? I mean, I think just talking about what I've been going through myself personally, just around, um, you know, what it's been like for me to um, have this book in my hand and know that it's going out in the world, just what it's done for me personally in my own mind and my own thoughts. Yesterday I opened up the box. I got back from Florida. I was in Florida for 2 weeks, and I came back from Florida, and I opened up the box, and there were little parts of the table of contents that were just a little bit not 100% perfect, and no big deal. It is what it is, right? But it immediately catapulted me into, and I don't know if this has ever happened to you with other things, where one tiny little thing will literally catapult you into a very dark state. But I saw just small little things that I'm going to change on the table of contents, and I immediately went to, this book sucks. I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. I've been feeling this way most of the 4 years that I wrote this book. So this is what came up, isn't anything new. But I really want to be transparent and authentic because I don't think I'm the only one that experiences this. I just don't think most people talk about it. But immediately went to, this is a book, this is a kindergarten book. Um, the book sucks. I don't want the book out there. I got nauseous. I was like just down. Um, I literally was using this lens of, there is nothing about this book that is good. Nothing. Um, it feels like this is somebody that it wrote kindergarten stuff. And I mean, I went in, and these are thoughts that are not new. It wasn't like I was like, oh, where'd these thoughts come from? Right. It was like, oh, yeah, this is what I have held within me the entire time I wrote this book. And it was thoughts that tried to stop me from getting this book out. And so there were days and weeks that I literally had to just allow those thoughts to be and just keep going. I couldn't, I had no choice. That was the feeling I had. I had no choice. Because there is a part of me, because when I do start to talk about the book, when I'm not in those thoughts and I do start to talk about the book, I know what the book is here to do. I know that what it is here to do is activate and awaken uh, a large number of humans. And it is a story of how this entire human experience became, how we got here, physically, energetically, all of it. And so when I start to step out of those thoughts, I step into a new experience, which is, oh, yeah, this book is fucking amazing. Excuse my language. This book is going to activate so many people. And then I can literally in an instant tap into that other aspect that says the book sucks. The book absolutely sucks. It's written like a freaking kindergartner. I'm so embarrassed, right? And it's fascinating to me to be able to watch and experience both. That both are real, right? They're both real, meaning when I feel either one of those aspects, it feels real. So then it becomes, which one am I going to focus on? Which one am I going to hold as absolute truth? And this is an example for anything in your life. Anything in your life, trying to find a new partner. What are your thoughts around that? For me, the book sucks and it's written by a kindergartner. For you, it could be, I'll never find somebody again. Is that truly true? Is that really true? I can't get out of this job because I'll never make the same amount of money or I won't be able to do. Is that really true? It feels like an absolute truth. When I was sitting there last night, literally so sick to my stomach, I thought I was going to like vomit. I really was in the experience and using the lens of this book sucks. Is there another version of me watching me experience that, knowing that that's not true? Yes, the observer. Am I still deeply in the feeling, in the emotional state of this book literally sucks? Yes. Can I also simultaneously hold the observer? Yes, I can try to. Sometimes I don't want to. Sometimes I literally want to have a pity party for myself and like dive into this sucks, this sucks, this sucks, this sucks. But I know that because I'm always in flow, I'll move out of it. So even last night and this morning when I woke up, even this morning, was like, "Oh my god, holy shit, people are gonna see how shitty the book is today. Oh, sweet baby Jesus." Right? That's what I was feeling. I allow myself to feel it. I recognize that I'm actually believing these thoughts right now. But there is also a part of me that knows that this is just one aspect of me. This is just one aspect, and it's not even an aspect of me. It's a thought. It's thoughts that are creating a reality, right? It's thoughts. Where in your life are you doing this? We do this all the time, and the scary thing is that we do it from a automatic, like autopilot. We don't even realize that we're allowing thoughts to create our reality, and these thoughts are not true. The thoughts are only true if you believe them, if you allow them to be true. And then you want to ask yourself, is there an observer in me? Is there an observer? Can I observe myself in these dark thoughts? Can I observe myself feeling these emotional states? Remember, you're not the emotions and you're not the thoughts, but when you feel it, it feels so intense that you're like, oh no, I'm pretty sure I'm the horrific kindergarten teacher or writer. Pretty sure I'm feeling nauseous. Pretty sure I'm feeling like shit. Pretty sure I'm having an anxiety attack right now. Those are real. Okay. That's emotion moving through your body. Yes. That's what it means to feel emotion. But then you have to courageously, simultaneously remember that it is just one lens. It's just one way to view the experience. So can I try to crawl myself out of the thoughts that are creating a very powerful reality for me right now and start to tap into, no, this book is badass. I couldn't, but I at least was trying to. Do you understand? The observer at least will try to get you to see new ways or ways that you know are in you that you may not be able to necessarily pull into your reality right now. So if you're stuck in something, you believe that you're stuck in something, we're never stuck in anything. If you're in something you want to get out of, if you don't like what you're feeling, if you don't like what you're experiencing, where's the observer? right? Whereas there's nothing wrong with putting myself down. I'm not putting myself down. This is the problem with like the awareness. If I am aware that I am not these things, okay, and I am just merely talking about what my experience is, there's nothing to be afraid of. I'm not putting myself down. I am talking about how I felt. I'm honoring what I experienced. If I try to ignore what I went through and what I'm currently going through, I am denying this process. I am denying the reality of what I'm feeling. See, this is the thing about like the positive statement, the positive movement things, and the spiritual community that does this, like, don't put yourself down, don't think bad about yourself. But what if I am? What if I am thinking bad about myself? Then what do we do? Let's talk about what it actually feels like to think that you suck at writing a book. Okay, fabulous. Is that my absolute truth? No. Do I know that? Of course. But am I going to honor and dissect and look at and talk about what it's like to be a human and that we all beat ourselves up? And that it's not about don't talk bad about yourself, don't beat yourself up, but instead it is, wow, let's look at this. What's the process that you went through? What else was going on when you felt like you were a horrible writer, when you wanted to burn the book? We cannot be afraid of talking bad about ourselves and try to positive think ourselves out of it. The moment you realize throughout all of this that you're none of it, then there's nothing wrong with talking about it. See, we are so programmed to be afraid of this. We're uncomfortable. Some of you don't want to hear me talking about how I literally feel like I'm a kindergarten teacher or a kindergarten writer and I can't stand the book. That's an aspect. There's also an aspect that you'll hear at 12 o'clock that can't wait for humanity to read this book. Right? There's an aspect of me that knows that this book has the potential of shifting an entire human collective. But I want to talk about the juice, the part of me that got really low, the part of me that cried on the reel that I did this morning. That's real. That's transformation. That's evolution. That's shifting. That's being human. That's being human. The whole reason I did this series is to talk about the shit that people don't want to talk about because they're so freaking uncomfortable around the uncomfortable. God forbid we should watch some really powerful, potent teacher. And I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about like an Eckhart Tolle or a freaking Deepak Chopra that talks about their breakdowns, that talks about the fact that they were on the floor crying because they can't stand the way their book turned out or whatever. We don't like to see people like that. But that's because we are incapable or incapable of seeing it within ourselves. And so we perpetuate this deep, deep program that we have to have our shit together, right? That we have to have everything put together, that we have to look like we're put together, that we have to sound like that we are confident and secure. And we're not always confident and secure. We're just not. And not everyone's going to share their vulnerable, insecure, behind the scenes moments. And that's okay. But I am, because I'm not afraid of it. Because it doesn't make me any less of a powerful, potent, badass teacher. It doesn't make the book any less powerful for me to describe how insecure I felt. How insecure I felt this morning. So what? We've got to be able to be okay with all of this. That's where the shifting happens. Some of you aren't even necessarily hearing what I'm saying because you're so stuck on the fact that I'm beating myself up. I'm not beating myself up. I'm talking about different aspects of me that show up. I'm talking about the observer that watches those aspects show up. I'm talking about how intense the emotions feel when I feel this stuff. And I'm talking about how I move through it. How I know that I'm not the emotion, that I'm not the thought, but my God, I'm going to believe it in that moment. And I'm aware the entire time that I'm believing it. I'm aware of the anxiety in my body. I'm aware that there is also an aspect of me that knows how powerful and potent the book is. I'm aware of all of this. I'm juggling all of this simultaneously. And I'm currently, last night when I was opening the book and I was in that state and I was feeling what I was feeling, right? I knew I'd come out of it. I knew I wasn't stuck in it. I knew it because everything's in movement. I just didn't know how long. And I was just doing my best to try to remember, right? Remember, Lorie, right? This book is bigger than you. Remember. So there's this, that for me, it's like I try when I'm in those states, right? Those intense states. What I do is I honor them. I don't run from them. What I do is I observe it because I love watching this process of holy cow, look at this. In an instant, my entire thought process shifted in one moment. Wow, can you observe that? Do you know when you shift lenses? Do you know when your perspective shifts? Do you know when your thoughts are controlling you? Do you honor it? Do you feel it? I don't have anybody in my life that says, don't beat yourself up. I don't have anybody in my life that says, don't feel that. I don't have anybody. You know what they do? They just cheer me on. They just say, it's okay. They say, you'll get through this. They say, you wrote the book. It's going to be incredible. They don't tell me to not feel what I'm feeling. They don't tell me to stop beating myself up. They don't tell me to do those things. I understand why people say that, but they don't tell me that. Because literally you are basically saying to somebody, don't feel what you're feeling. Don't feel what you're experiencing right now. That's where the shift is. That's where the transformation is in the feeling of the moment. How do you know what you're in if you don't feel it? If you don't honor it? If you don't look at it? If you don't say, wow, look what I'm believing in up to be me. Now, if you anchor yourself in it and you believe that you're these things over and over and over again, then yeah, you kind of want to start to shift your lens. I don't do that. I don't believe that I'm the kindergarten teacher or the kindergarten writer. In the moment that I'm in this experience, I'm feeling that, but I know deep down I'm not. And see, this is where humans have a very difficult time. How can you feel something that makes you feel a certain way and yet also simultaneously know that you're not it? Welcome to the flow state. Flow state is you feeling everything and then you hearing the thoughts and you believing those thoughts and you believing the feeling while simultaneously knowing that you're not it. That's how you shift. That's how you evolve. That's how you transform. That's how you do it. You recognize what you're believing. You feel the potency of it. And you don't ignore or deny it because you think it's bad. You don't ignore it or deny it because you think it's wrong, that you shouldn't be feeling this. You shouldn't be thinking these things about you. No, this is beautiful practice. Now it's like, okay, so let me start juggling all these different, is there an observer here at the same time? I don't know. Is there? Do I know that this is going to move? Yeah. Is this painful? Does it hurt? Do I wish I wasn't in this? Yeah. Am I moving through this? Yes. Am I still in movement? Yes. What do I need to do to take care of myself? You should go to bed now. Go lay in bed. Go take a shower. Go in your pajamas and go lay down, right? So it's crucial right now, you guys, that we are all going through, all of us, whether we are aware of it or not, we're moving through um, really radical, intense emotional states. And we are remembering how to do it. We're remembering how to do this. And we are recognizing all of the deep ways in which we have been sort of told or programmed to not honor those spaces, right? Because true empowerment, true courage, true empowerment and like power within you comes from the moments that you can be in all of it. It's like watching myself and what I went through last night and what I went through this morning, and then knowing that I've stepped into a completely different aspect, a completely different feeling, a completely different version of me, a different lens, right? That's flow state. Wow. I didn't mantra my way out of what I was experiencing this morning and last night. I didn't try to shift myself out of it. I didn't force myself out of it. I didn't do anything with it. I just moved with it. I didn't deny it. I didn't ignore it. I didn't say there was something wrong. Pay attention in your life to what you are experiencing and what you're not allowing yourself to experience because it doesn't feel good, and what you're anchoring into your reality because you believe yourself to be it, and what you're thinking and feeling that you don't want to think and feel. And because you believe yourself to be it, then you're anchoring it in even more. And then you're just perpetuating it. I'm not afraid of what I think. I'm not afraid of what I feel because I know I'm not it. So I just feel it and think it. Then it becomes, I'm like a scientist. I'm not afraid of it. Doesn't mean it feels good. It doesn't feel good to feel nauseous. It doesn't feel good to open up my book and say, this sucks, I hate it. It doesn't feel good. I'm not going to deny it. I'm going to honor it because I'm not it. So what the hell matters? And I know that I'm going to shift and move through into something else. So what in your life are you afraid to face? What in your life are you afraid to look at? If anything, maybe nothing. What in your life are you ignoring or denying? What emotion comes up and you say, oh, I can't feel that? What emotion comes up and it says, that's too intense for me to feel? What emotion comes up or thought comes up and you grab it and you believe it to be you and you're scared shitless and you don't know what to do with it? That's the transformation. The more intense the emotion, the more intense the thought, it is a gift that you are giving yourself to recognize that you are not it. You are saying to yourself, can you feel this? Can you remember that you're not this? Can you feel this? And can you remember that you're not this? The thoughts, I write like a kindergartner, right? I write like a kindergartner. Okay, can you feel it? Yeah, I'm feeling that. Is there a part of you that knows that you're not it? Yeah. But when I'm in it, my God, it really feels like I'm in it. So you're constantly moving back and forth between these different lenses, these different states, over and over and over again. And the reason that I talk about this all the time is because most of us don't know how to practice it yet. It's very, very difficult, right? We have the knee-jerk reaction of don't beat yourself up. Don't say those things about yourself. Don't be so negative. When you realize that you're just in a flow state, right? When you realize that you're just in movement, what does it matter? Think about that, truly. You're in a relationship and you're about to break up. You're in a marriage you don't want to be in. You're in a job that you hate. You have no finances right now, like nothing's coming in. You're trying to find a job, you don't have one. And you really start to say to yourself, I'm in movement, I'm in flow, I'm constantly moving. This is not stagnant, this is not permanent. Whatever I'm feeling is okay because I'm not it and it's going to move and I'm going to move through it. There will be a moment now or whenever that it will be different. Practice that because your whole life will change. Your whole life's going to change when you start practicing that over and over and over again. You know, there's no super chats here. I don't think. Oh, shit. Maybe I have super chats turned off. It's so weird. I haven't had super chats in a long time. I don't know. Maybe YouTube doesn't want to give me super chats. I don't know. You know, many lenses. It's only one perspective, only one. So you're wrong. Only one perspective. It depends on what you're talking about when you say only one perspective. I mean, A thought or a belief is gonna create a lens. It's gonna create the way you view yourself. So if you all of a sudden create a different thought and a different reality pops up, which means a different lens, right? So your thoughts will create your reality. What are you thinking? That's a lens. The observer is a lens. It's a different way of seeing the physical reality. If you were to move into a meditative state, okay, and all of a sudden spend an hour in meditation and then you wake up out of that meditation, you're going to feel differently, right? You're going to perhaps have a different lens when you walk out the door. You're going to experience things differently. If you were to be in a house where you were screaming and yelling and fighting all morning, then you walk out, you're going to have a different lens. Now, from a much higher perspective, is there just one lens? No, there's just one. There is just the one. And what is that one? Consciousness. And then what is consciousness? Right? But when you're in a physical reality, experiencing an evolutionary shift in your frequency in your body, which allows you to start experiencing thoughts more, recognizing what your thoughts are, recognizing that your thoughts are creating a lens, recognizing that your thoughts are creating, you know, your reality. You got to get honest with what you're using, what lens you're using, you know? So there's that. What are your views on eliminating toxicity, which I have? What I have a healing is kind of a paradox. I need to be alone, but I'm lonely. Well, you're not lonely, you're just feeling loneliness, right? So you want to recognize that. You're feeling loneliness, you're not necessarily lonely. Are you alone? Yeah. A lot of the times we feel this need to be by ourselves. And a lot of you are feeling that or have been feeling that, right? Um, um, sorry. But a lot of times we need to be alone um, in order to be able to go inward more, in order to be able to feel, in order to be able to um, listen, in order to it's like you're transforming or you're shifting energetically, and to go out into the world and be social all the time can be very, very challenging, very, very difficult. But you also want to balance, and you kind of want to start to move yourself out into the world more and more, um, as you are being called inward, because we've been so inward for so many years because of COVID, right? That there's a lot of us that have gotten comfortable in it. It's like a defense mechanism. So we have to force ourselves to start to become a little bit more social, and to start getting out there a little bit more, to stretch our comfortableness, you know? What else? Colloidal silver is really good. How does one move out of attachment patterns that are harmful? Um, I mean, one of the ways that you want to start stepping out of attachment patterns, which means that you're attached to something, you're attached to an outcome, you're attached to a person, you're attached to an expectation, is you just want to be aware of it. You know, you want to observe it. You want to realize that you are needing something, you're outsourcing something into the external world. There's nothing wrong with needing things out there, right? But the attachment is this idea that you can't source what it is you're searching for out there within your own self. So you want to look at, what are you attached to? What are you attached to in that person? What are you attached to in that job? And then you want to ask yourself, is it possible? right? To be able to let go of on a like a, on an energetic level, is it possible to let go of the need for what it is I'm searching for in that person or in that job? Now, obviously, we need money, okay? But there's a difference between recognizing that you need a job for money and attaching to that job. When you attach to the job, you are literally grabbing or being in a restrictive or tight state, okay? It's not about the fact that you don't need money. You need money. We need money in this world to live right now, okay? But when you are attached to a job because it's giving you money, as opposed to letting go of that job and letting the job either show you what it needs to show you, how to be in a different way with the job, or you start surrendering into a different job, right? So when you start to let go of the attachment or the expectation of something, you're recognizing that there's this illusion that it's going to give you something. There's this illusion that it is the solution. There's this illusion that it is going to uh, save you or provide you with something, and you need it. There's a restrictive, tight, survival type of state of being with it. There's nothing wrong with receiving love, being in a loving relationship, having friends where you have so much joy and fun, right? Going to restaurants and eating good food. Like the world has so much to give us. And so we need things, we want things, we love things out there. There's a difference between being in an open, sort of receptive, non attached state with things, which means that there's more of a flow or a movement to it, which means that if it's taken away, you're going to be okay, as opposed to, I need this. This is my lifeline. This is my breath. This is how I survive. It's not. None of it is. If you trust and know that there is something bigger that's always moving you through life, that's always providing for you, that's always going to show you what's next. Not easy. It's not easy to start detaching while you still are in relationship, detaching while you're still in a job, detaching from going to the gym and exercising all the time while you're still exercising and going to the gym, right? This idea that you have that detachment means, or non-attachment means, you're not experiencing the world and you're not going out and having the what the world has to offer. No, not my experience. It's just a different energetic frequency, right? It's a different energy that you're working with in the world. And it's not an easy energy, because basically it's like, okay, here comes people in my life. There's these friends in my life, or this partner comes into my life, or this job comes into my life. And the way that you practice non-attachment is you say to yourself, okay, if it can I be in this state of, if it goes away, I'll be okay, right? Non-attachment. If it goes away, will I be okay? I'll be in pain. I might be sad. I might go through grief or whatever, but I'll be okay. I don't need it to survive. There's a deeper trust in life, right? There's a deeper trust in you. There's a much deeper trust in you, that there's an aspect of you that's got you, that's going to be able to guide you, that's going to be able to show you that you can move through life without needing to be attached to something. So it's all energy. It's all an energetic experience. Attachment to me, feels energetic. It feels like a grabbing, a holding. I need this. Like, don't leave, don't go away. What am I going to do without this? That's an attachment. I'm attached to things. We're all probably many of us are still deeply, deeply attached to things. So what? That's okay. Just be aware of the attachment. You don't have to get rid of the attachment if you don't want to. But just pay attention, because there are attachments that you have that are being asked to be released right now, you know? How do you let go of paranoia about the future? You stop thinking about the future. You have no idea what's gonna come. You have no idea, you can't predict it. Nobody can predict it. Most people can't predict the future. Things are shifting too fast. So you just wanna pay attention to when you are, predicting the future, when you're trying to figure out what's gonna happen, when you're all that does is pull you out of what is in your now that you don't want to experience. right? You don't want to experience whatever you're in right now, so you start thinking about the future in order to pull yourself out of the now, which is the only teacher. And then all that does is create anxiety, stress, and worry. And then when you get into that now that you were thinking about so long ago, worrying about, you step into that now, which was a future and now is a now, then you're worried about the next future. So you're not actually living life. You're not actually present to heal. You're not actually present to evolve. You're not actually present to the gifts that you're giving yourself right here, right now, that you probably don't necessarily want to feel or think about. The more we are pulled into the past or the future is an indication that there is massive transformation happening right here, right now, that you're trying to get yourself to look at that you don't want to look at. So it's like, no, I'm going to start really thinking about the future. That's why there is so much propaganda around what's coming. Prepare for this. Think about these things that are coming in the future. You better think about this. It's all future based because it pulls you out of the now, which is where you find the most power. Why is the now where you find the most power? Because it is where you face the emotion. It's where you actually feel. Why is that so powerful? Because once you start feeling and you don't become attached to it, you realize that you can feel anything. And when you realize that you can feel anything, you're not running from anything anymore. You don't care what's coming in the future. What does it matter? You can't predict it. And what really matters is that when you are in that future, you're capable of experiencing it instead of trying to perpetuate the future-based thinking because you don't want to be in the now, which is where your actual healing, transformation, and empowerment is. That's why the powers that be, the systems that have been controlling us, the people that have been controlling us for thousands of years, that's why they always want us to be in the future. They always want us to be thinking about something. They want us to be afraid of something. This might come. This is coming. Be prepared for this. Why? Because it pulls you out of the now and it keeps you in a fear-based future reality where you're constantly afraid so that you don't actually get present and feel so that you can remember how courageous and empowered it is to just feel. The most courageous thing that you can do that will create massive amounts of empowerment in your life is to feel, right? Is to constantly feel. Yeah, you're going to notice more and more people that are that kind of try to bypass what we're in right now, you know, which is fine. People are going to do what they're going to do. But it's extremely important to feel. It's the most empowering thing that we can do, and it is what we are convinced and programmed to not do. That's why it's like, let's dive into what I was feeling last night and this morning. Why not? I'm not it. Makes people uncomfortable, you know, because because we are not comfortable in deep, dark emotions. It's very natural, you know. It's these emotional states that are coming up right now, they're natural, meaning that they are part of the human experience. There's nothing wrong with it, especially if you know that you're not it. And so to let them be expressed is how they leave the body. To stop talking about them, stop beating yourself up, don't talk about these things, then you're not letting that emotion leave the body. You're releasing density. You're releasing lower frequencies by feeling it, by acknowledging it. What you want to pay attention to is not anchoring it into your reality where it becomes the lens that you are using all day long, right? How do you handle people? Wait, what about frustration and anger? How do you handle those when people are around? I don't take it out on people. I just feel the frustration and the anger. I'm aware of it. I'm observing it. But I do everything in my power to keep it in my field, in my world. You know, just because I get frustrated with somebody or I get angry with somebody doesn't mean that I have to project that out. Now, if there's somebody that's doing something that's disrespectful, I'll have a conversation. I'll talk about it, you know. When I was in Florida, one of my dearest friends and I got into a really big, huge sort of uh, conversation around what I needed in the friendship and what I expected in the friendship because I was frustrated and angry with him, right? But I didn't throw the emotion onto him. I didn't yell at him. I didn't try to make him feel bad. I didn't tell him all the horrible things that I think he is or isn't, right? I looked at what I was showing myself through the anger and frustration. What do I allow in my life? What do I think is okay? Where's my worth? What do I believe I'm worthy of? I stopped putting the lens on this friend of mine and I started to put the lens on me. And then I started to ask myself, is this a pattern, Lori? Is this something that you have done your whole life? It absolutely is. Yep, I've done this my whole life. I have sort of let people just walk all over me, or I've been a people pleaser, or I have jumped onto somebody else's sidewalk and started walking down their lane and forgot about me. And then all of a sudden, I get so frustrated and angry because I've silenced myself and I haven't stood up for what I actually need and what I actually want in the friendship. And then I get angry and mad at them for what I put myself in by choice, right? So here I am getting angry and frustrated with a very dear friend of mine for this bullshit behavior that he did. And it was a lesson for me. Wow. Look at everything you have done your whole life that is similar to this. He's just a reflection of what we need you to see. Okay, got it. But then what do? I have a conversation with him. This is not okay. If we're going to be in each other's lives as friends, this is what I need from you. This is what I expect in a friendship. This is what I give you. This is what I need back. Simple. If they're capable of hearing it, if they're capable of looking at how they're showing up, they either say, "Wow, I got it. I hear that." Or, "You've lost your mind, you're crazy." And they start throwing it back on you, projecting all of their own stuff on you. That's why friendships and relationships are the most transformational experience we can have. They're such gifts because both people get to see things that they're asking themselves to see, right? So if you have somebody in your life that is capable and willing to hear you, right? And they're willing to look at their own stuff and they're willing to walk through life with you and grow and shift, then it's a beautiful thing. If you have somebody in your life that is going to continue to project back onto you that you're the one doing things bad, that there's nothing wrong with them, then you really want to look at how you're viewing yourself. It's never about the other person. Why are you continuing to stay in something with somebody that is incapable of hearing you and incapable of listening and incapable of holding what may be theirs in this relationship or friendship? Because there's always two people playing, always. There's always two energetics going back and forth, and there's always a mirror for both people, right? So it always comes back to what are you allowing in your life, right? What are you allowing? How can you have compassion around your narcissistic mother? I don't know. That's a challenging one. Nobody kind of wakes up and is, and I truly don't believe that there is, that your mom's like, oh, I love that I am this way. She probably doesn't even realize how she is. Okay, so you always want, if you're in like some sort of narcissistic experience with somebody, you wanna have compassion for yourself. You don't want to keep putting yourself in the line of fire, but you also want to recognize that somehow things happened in their lives that created these ways in which they're being. So you don't want to necessarily make it okay, meaning that you're going to continue to allow yourself to get beat up and walked all over and trampled on. But you can hold firm boundaries and still have some sort of an open heart around it if possible, right? It's challenging, and I don't think it's necessary, to be honest. It just depends on where you are. If you're capable of it, that's great. But if you're trying to be some love and light person and just have love for everyone and be like, "I love you, you're so great. I'm gonna just pretend like all is well and it's okay, and I'm just gonna see you as God," and most of us aren't truly there yet. So we wanna be honest with ourselves. We wanna, especially with people that in our lives that hold sort of narcissistic tendencies. You wanna take care of yourself, you know? You may not be able to hold compassion for that person, so what? It's okay, maybe there will be a day where you can. How authentic and vulnerable and raw can you get around how you're experiencing your life, and stop trying to pretend to be anything other than, "I'm supposed to do this, I'm supposed to do that. I'm supposed to just have compassion for everyone and empathy." It's like, well, what you should be doing is just being you, and then let that shift you, let that move you, right? Yeah. Yeah, biofeedback is good, for sure. Trying to get out of lack mentality, that's a big one. Lack mentality is the lack consciousness is a big one. Stepping into abundance is an energy, it's a force, it's a feeling, it's a knowingness. And, yeah, I did a course on it last year, I think, on abundance and stepping into abundance. It's a constant daily practice of stepping into an energy of abundance, that you're taken care of, that you're okay, but then also simultaneously recognizing that you live in a human third dimensional reality where there needs to be money coming in, and really honoring that, but also learning how to step out of it. So it's a challenge. There's always, for me, this beautiful balance of like, dude, the human experience is real. Like, I'm not going to pretend that like we don't need money, and I don't need to survive, and I don't need food on the table and to pay my bills, and I'm going to run off and live in some utopia. I'm not going to pretend that I don't have emotional states that are intense. I'm not going to pretend that I don't have very dark, heavy thoughts and limiting beliefs that tell me that my book is shit. I'm not going to pretend that that's not happening. That's where the magic is. But I also simultaneously understand that everything is an illusion, and it's all a game. I can do both. We can do both. We can practice both. We're learning how to do both. It's called multidimensionality. It's called being a multidimensional human and not bypassing the human experience and trying to pretend that you are not the human experience. Now, from one perspective, if you had somebody in here right now that wanted to battle me on the mindfulness, non-dualistic, we are all one, the you that is speaking is not you, that's fine. But I don't like going there. I like being human. That's why I incarnated. You know? I know that we are all one. I know that at some other now moment, I will be out of this and in some sort of blissful source state, but I came here for the physicality. I came here for the holy fuck. I came here for the breaking down. I came here to experience lack. I came here to experience, "Lorie, your book is shitty." I came here to experience all the different lenses and not understanding any of it and being in confusion and being like, "What the hell?" I came here for the depression. I came here for all of it. That is why I am here. That's why I'm here. And I'm here to remember that I'm none of it, while I simultaneously, courageously dive into all of it. There will be a moment in another now when I am no longer in this body, where I will go back to some blissful state of oneness. I don't fucking need to do it here. I don't. I want to devour this human. I want to master this human experience. You know how you master this human experience is that you simultaneously recognize that you are not it while you play in it. Right? And all of these people that wanna come in and argue with me about it, it's like, that's fine. but I guarantee you, you're not living that way in your everyday life. It's impossible. You're in a very dense physical reality that has duality and polarity, and you've gone through 2.5 years of massive PTSD, right? And so, most likely, this is just a defense mechanism that you're holding because you don't actually want to feel the intense physical transformations that are happening in your body, which require you to feel all the trauma that you've experienced that you don't want to admit to because you don't want to actually look at the fact that you are currently experiencing a physical human journey that holds polarity, duality, trauma, programming, paradigms, systems, shadow, right? God forbid that should be experienced. Of course, we're God or source or one or all of that. Of course, we are. But the way that you master all of this is that you look at what you are in, you feel it, you experience it, you beat it, right? You beat it by recognizing that you're none of it, by standing in all of it, from my opinion. Just my own way of wanting to navigate this human journey. And that's one of the greatest things about this book. Is this book is out there. It's quantum, it's galactic, it's a mind bender, it is a science fiction movie. It's like Star Wars. It's a lot, but uh it's also what you're in. It's also the human journey. It's also being able to say, I can hold what's in this book and simultaneously freak out because I don't have enough money to pay my bills. I can hold what's in this book. I can hold what's in my DNA. I can hold what's in my consciousness. I can hold all that and feel a really profound breakup and be in grief. I'm not going to experience a profound breakup and try to pull myself into this oneness, non-duality state where I'm not experiencing it. That's a bypass. It's a bypass. You're here to experience it all. Do you know what a gift it is to experience grief? When if you've never had the ability to experience it, you're experiencing an energy that's so intense. It's like, holy, you like experiencing love, experiencing falling in love, experiencing falling out of love, experiencing all of these things that don't feel good is a gift. It's a gift. Tom, I'm gonna read, a few pages of the book at 12 o'clock today. So in about, let's see, it's 10 in 2 hours, I'll be going live on Facebook and on YouTube, and I'm gonna be reading a little bit of the book. I'm gonna be bringing a keep couple people on that have read the book and to share their experiences. Um, yeah, so come back at 12. Of course, anger is a gift. Anger is showing you sadness, which is gonna bring you to peace. Anger is an emotion that so many of us are feeling right now. Jealousy. Jealousy is an interesting one for me personally. Jealousy has always been something that it's very potent, it's very, very strong. But jealousy, from my experience, is always showing me where I'm going that I'm not yet at. So if I have jealousy for somebody or if I have jealousy for something, it's just me recognizing that that's a future version of me that I haven't reached yet. And so I feel this insecurity, I feel this jealousy, um, because I'm actually on a different perspective. I'm actually recognizing what's mine that I don't have yet. Yet meaning in this now, but I will eventually be experiencing it. So let's say you see two people that are madly in love and they're touching and kissing and holding each other, and they're just like, love it. Life is so great. You're jealous. You're like, and that jealousy comes over and you get angry and you want to, like, I don't know, make something wrong about their stuff and whatever. That's just a version of you that's showing you what's coming for you. It's just not here yet. It's just an indication. From my experience, that's how I have always experienced jealousy in my life. So anytime I'm jealous of somebody, I'm always looking at what I'm jealous of and I'm paying attention to that because it's an indication of what I'm not in or what I don't have yet or what I'm not experiencing yet that they do. And then I get mad. I try to beat them, talk shit about them or whatever I do for the jealousy, right? And it's like, Lori, that's just you showing you what's coming or what you haven't accessed yet or what you haven't experienced yet that's coming, that you will. So it switches the lens for me. It switches my lens, you know? But jealousy is a very powerful emotional state, very powerful. Um, and it will show you your insecurities, and your insecurities are just the opposite of your most powerful gifts. So I'm extremely insecure about this book, like literally nauseously insecure about this book. So the flip side of that is this book is pretty powerful and potent, right? So when you think about jealousy, what is jealousy saying to you? You're not good enough. You'll never be like them. They're prettier than you. They're smarter than you. They have more following. They're this, they're that. What is that, right? And then flip it, you know? Wow, what if this is actually showing me what's coming? What if this is showing me um, that I am worthy of having all of these things? And then you just have to push through the limiting beliefs, the limiting thoughts. So anytime I was insecure and I was uh, insecure around somebody or feeling insecure about something or jealous or whatever it was, I I simultaneously felt it and would like crunchily journal about it a lot. I would journal about it and then I would almost force myself to push beyond it. So it's hard to explain. So the jealousy lens is gonna sometimes the jealousy lens will make you try to make somebody look bad or that there's something wrong with people that you're jealous of or something like that, right? So there's this, for me at least, there's like this need to like make them bad or make them wrong. So you want to pay attention to that as well, because that's an indication that you haven't tapped into the courage or the confidence um, that you too are going to have that. That's why a lot of people on social media, they come at you, and they talk shit about you. Um, they wanna beat you down, they wanna bring you down, they wanna tell you all the reasons why you're bad or you're not good. Even the person earlier that wanted to battle with me about mindfulness and stuff, it's fine. There's just a part of them that is trying to show themselves that, that something, an insecure part of them, I don't know what it is, right? But typically it stems from the initial feeling of being jealous. You're just not aware of it, right? So you're always flipping the insecurity, but you've got to see the insecurity. So you have to be able to stop projecting it out onto people. And that's also a trigger. So as soon as you start to say to yourself, wait, what if this is actually showing me something? And then you actually courageously allow yourself to feel insecure, right? Why am I beating this person up? Why am I wanting to battle with this person? Why am I wanting to talk shit about somebody? That's a strange thing to me when somebody comes onto somebody else's platform and writes really weird, bad things about somebody. There's something deeper that's being asked of you, right? Okay, 10:04. Time to go. Thanks, you guys. Um, Thanks for being here, episode 15. Come back at noon, YouTube or Facebook. I'm going to talk about the book. I'm going to bring people on. I'm going to give away 4 copies of the book. I'm going to read a little bit of the book. Uh, come back, 12 o'clock. See you in a couple of hours. Thanks for being here, you guys. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for being on the planet at this time. Thanks for everything. Be compassionate with yourself if you can. Be compassionate with others if you can. Take care of yourself. Take care of other people. We never know what somebody else is going through, right? We never know. Oh, I'll also be answering questions at 12, so I can answer some of your questions. But just remember, we don't know what people are going through, you know? So, Christine, the book is going to be sent out today. So if you ordered it, um, you'll be able to it should show you when it's coming. Today is when it's kind of today is when they start to throw them out, send them out, you know? Anything else? Yeah, you can get it the ebook too. And tag me on Instagram. I wanna see you guys reading it, and I wanna thank you guys for reading it. Right now, it's 10 o'clock, Allie, so in 2 hours. 2 hours. I'm tired. See you soon, Aya. Alright. I think that is it. See you soon, you guys. Lots of love. Mwah.